Hi everyone, I'm going to continue this series of the Daf Yomi, page Chavbet. That is number 22. We are on at the moment, making fantastic strides at the moment, 21st installment. And it's going to be a fast tomorrow of Tanit Esther, which I did a video on last year. Possibly I'm going to do a video featuring it tomorrow, possibly at some stage. So before going to sleep tonight, I will fill myself up with a bit of dark chocolate to treat myself, and some. As of a few months ago, they say they were going to pull the Heksha. There was a kosher stamp on these a few months ago, but there was some news that they were going to pull it around this time of year. So I did the package. I did buy quite a few packs while it still got the Heksha in it, respectively. I don't know the update on it. There was a movement out there that wanted to re-energize this Heksha, to urge him to keep it. I don't know what's happened with it, but I will treat myself to dark chocolate after this installment, friends. We're on page 22, and very, very interesting. We're going to see in today's stuff. The title is Despair That Is Not Conscious over here. Once again, taken, adapted from Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz's fantastic notes and his fantastic set of current edition of the Gemara, of the entire Talmud, which I severely recommend for people to potentially read and look up to. So it's actually interesting. He starts off by saying that of all the Amoraim, Abaye and Rava are presented as epitomizing the discussions that take place specifically inside the Gemara itself. And in all of their arguments inside the Gemara, the halacha always follows Rava's opinion. We go like Rava, this great rabbi, with only there's 6 exceptions to this rule over here. And those 6 are referred to by the Gemara, by the acronym YAL KGM. So YAL KGM respectively. So what does it stand for, friends? Okay, so the Y, what does it stand for? It's Yeush Shelo Midat, which is concentrating on mostly on our page today in the Gemara. Okay, so what is this? When a person does not realize that he has lost a specific object until after it is picked up by somebody else, because that's only once you've realized that you've actually lost it. And then he gives up ownership when he realizes it. Can we apply it retroactively over here? Is this retroactive now or not? Abaye actually rules, this great commentator, that despair that is not conscious is not a real despair, and despair is needed for the ownership to transfer. So if you didn't feel despair, then necessarily it didn't transfer, according to this. Then the A in this acronym, what does that stand for? Eid Zomem Lemafrei Hu Nifsal. This is very much featured back in Masechet Bava Metzia, which we learned about in page 73 over there, respectively, probably around 2.5 months ago nearly. When witnesses are found to be unreliable, does their status change as of that time, or from the time that their false testimony was made? At what stage do we treat that at? Then there's an L over here, which stands for Lehi Ha'omed Me'elav, which featured very much in Masechet Eruvin, which we haven't touched upon yet, on Daf Tet Vav over there. What does it mean? When a pole is standing on its own, it was not placed there by a specific person, can it be used as part of the structure that will create a legal private domain on Shabbat for the purpose of carrying? That's a question we can pose within regards to that. And then we've got the K over here in this acronym. What's this? Kiddushin Shelo Nimseru Le Bia. This very much featured in Masechet Kiddushin 51a, very much which we, Baruch Hashem, were able to cover in this long series we've done so far. So if a couple gets married, but will be unable, let's say, to consummate their marriage, does it have legal significance or not? That's another part of this acronym. Then there's a G over here. What does that say for? Gilui Da'at Be Gitin, which featured very much in Masechet Gitin, which you learned about in page 34 over there. Also we covered, probably about a year ago or something. If a person makes a statement that can be understood as affecting, let's say, a separation, divorce, that has been sent to his wife, must we take it into consideration when ruling on the validity of the separation, the divorce, naturally? And then there is the M over there, or the Mem, naturally, which is Mumar Le'avor Avera Le Hakitz over here, which is featured very much in Masechet Sanhedrin in page 27 over there. The question can be posed: can an apostate be trusted to testify in court? Okay, So those are questions over here where there's a disagreement that we're going to see between Abaye and Rava over here. And in those 6 cases, we will follow against the general klal over here. The disagreements over here between Abaye and Rava, 2 great rabbis, are among the most important in the Gemara in these 6 sections. To the extent that deep, significant Talmudic discussions are called Havayot de Abaye veRava. Over here, that's what it's considered. Although it is difficult to discern 2 clear, distinctive approaches, generally speaking, we find that Abaye was more formalistic, it's featured, while Rava is more open and his opinions are based more on logical thinking over here. So that's where these are the case scenarios where we will break from that rule over here, and over here the halacha will follow Abaye in these cases as opposed to Rava. So it's going to be a Tanit Esther tomorrow morning, so everyone drink a lot tonight. And I think there's a stipulation that one has to make if they want to get up in the morning and eat something before the actual tzom actually begins, that they should actually stipulate in their brain or actually maybe verbalize it that they want to get up to eat before the fast and then break it naturally. Remember, it's pushed off this year, so because it's going to be Shabbat on Yud Gimel Adar, which normally it would fall on, we're preceding it here to the Thursday because we can't do it naturally on the Shabbat itself, and the Megillah reading will naturally be on Motzei Shabbat. So I'd like to dedicate this to Yoram ben Miriam Bezrat Hashem Lilu Nishmat. I think it's actually 5 years since he passed away, and may this be good for his neshama. Have a great night.